Good day, everyone. Today I will be discussing the one of the Philippine literature, The Virgin by Kerima Polotan Tuvera. But before that, let me first introduce myself. I am Jennifer Aldalapena, and welcome to our video report. Alright, welcome to our explorations of one of the most poignant and psychologically rich short stories in the Philippine literature, The Virgin by Kerima Polotan Tuvera. It was first published in 1952 and awarded the prestigious Carlos Palanca Memorial Award. This story delves into the quiet emotional struggles of Miss Mijares, a 34-year-old woman whose life is shaped by duty, repressions, and unspoken longing for love. Through Tavera's masterful use of symbolism, subtle characters development, and social commentary, The Virgin captures the tension between personal desire and societal expectations in post-war Filipino society. This video report will uncover the layers of meaning behind Miss Miharis' interactions, her internal conflict, and cultural norms that defined her choices. So, drawing from feminist and formalist perspectives, we'll analyze how Tavera's narrative style and thematic depth continue to resonate with readers today. Let's begin our journey into this literary gem that challenged the boundaries of silence, identity, and emotional awakening. Feminist criticism, the language, they recognize the role of language in making what is social and constructed seem transparent and natural. Then the symbol that representations of woman, recognize emblem of the constructions of gender identity and in the patriarchy, study whether men and women are essentially different because of biology or are socially constructed as different. Alright, let us study how the author used language in building the characters of Miss Mijares and the man. He approaches Miss Mijares, a towering figure with a commanding presence. His movements were economical yet elegant, revealing a man deeply attuned to his physicality and mastery over it. Settling into the worn low chair, its surface faded and frayed from the many who had sat before him. He carefully placed all 10 fingertips along the edge of her desk, deliberate and precise. Miss Mijares sat alone, her thin frame hidden beneath soft pastel clothes with ruffles that created the illusions of curves. Though older than 34, she dressed to appear youthful and attractive, skillfully using fabric to shape how others saw her. Her forehead was smooth and clear, and she often pushed back the tight curls she wore at night. Her cheeks were thin and sharp, leading down to a chin that might have been plain and small, but instead she had a strong jaw. When she was upset, her lips made a small, almost playful pout, which was surprising on such a small face. In this passage, it says that she was neither attractive nor beautiful, often caring for nephews when unemployed. In this passage, it says that he held a paperweight. She gave him a wooden block with a rough bird, now tilting as its screws loosened. Was it a small eagle or a gentle swallow? He fixed it with a penknife and dusted it. In his hands, he looked like a dove. She sat on her table and read his paper. He was a high school graduate and a carpenter. Alright, let us study the paragraph 3. Notice how Miss Miharis' character is portrayed in terms of her relations to interviewers. So, in this passage, it says that she spoke with unemployed individuals sitting before her, asking difficult questions that deepened their shame. She noticed their trembling hands clutching dirty handkerchiefs and dry lips struggling to speak. An unexplained impatience grew within her as she repeated, "Sign here," many times. She pushed the familiar form forward, pointing to the signature line. Her frustrations increased as she watched her person slowly make a shaky X or press their thumbprint. Afterward, Miss Miharis would turn away and gently touch the soft edge of the handkerchief on her chest. Now, let us see how the man or the carpenters behaves in terms of house speech and demeanor in Miss Miharis' point of view. He heard about this place from a friend and knows she landed a job at the pier. He's not starving yet and still has some cash from his last gig. His team broke up after that job, leaving him to handle too much alone. Carpentering is tough solo, planning, sewing, and nailing all that take time. He stresses that working alone slows you down and that teamwork is a secret to getting the job done right and fast. Now let us see the exchange between Miss Mihares and the man. This was after Ato, the foreman, agreed to give the new worker half a piso through Miss Mihares' negotiation. So as you can see in this slide, it is the characteristic of Miss Mihares and the man or the carpenter. Alright, and the next slide, let us study the symbols which strongly suggest eroticisms in the theme of the story. So we have the wooden bird, paperweight. In English, romanticisms and poetry, birds symbolize sacrifice, chains of fortune, or purity and innocence. In the Virgin, the undistinguished, badly done bird could convey several meanings between Miss Mihares and the man. For Miss Mihares, it could pertain to her life as unfulfilled woman, being virgin and unmarried at the age of 34. It suddenly looked like a dove, conveys hope, love, promise that Miss Mihares might expect from the man. For the man, it could mean that he has finally come to take Miss Mihares' purity and realize her secret short-lived thoughts about love as shown when she tightened the screws and dusted. And the next symbol is jeepney's detour. The jeepney's detour on several occasions as Miss Miharis heads home suggests a diversion of route. According to an online dream interpreter, to see a detour in one's dream suggests that one has encountered an obstacle in some aspect of his or her life. And next is a dream of being lost. To dream that you're lost suggests that you have lost your directions in life or that you have lost sight of your goals. You may be feeling worried and insecure about the path you are taking in life. Then the next symbol is the rainstorm that holds varied meanings. Emotionally, rain symbolizes tears, sadness, frustrations. On the other hand, it could also mean cleansing, washing away of sadness, and rebirth, since rain nourishes humans, crops, and animals. Now let us see how the author portrayed the characters in contrasting nature. We will also point out whether socializations or the acceptable versions of man and woman roles are present. The virginal state of Miss Miharis in the Filipino context, virginity or chastity for unmarried woman is virtues. Women and dutiful daughters in almost all cultures, both sons and daughters are expected to be dutiful to their parents. However, women are expected to be extra dutiful in terms of personal sacrifice, often bearing in silence and solitude. Miss Mihara sacrificed her youth in order to put her niece into college and take care of an ailing, dying mother. In the end, she was left with no mother and no lover. And that would be all. Thank you for watching.